Oh, um, test. All set up here now. Move my mic a little closer. And bring up my chroma. More, a little more to the better. Okay, welcome. Hello. Currently looking at the daily sea ice extent in the southern hemisphere below the line of Antarctica today. Again, because of this iceberg we see here. This up. This guy right here is massive. Let's go and measure. Diagonally, it is 80 kilometers from its arm that hangs off. That's kind of broken a little bit. This right here. That's a hazard. This arm could break, roll off, cause seismic activity, an event, tsunami, not a tsunami, but this is massive. This is one of the biggest icebergs I've ever seen. It's not part of Antarctica. It is not part of the continent. It is free floating. This is why it's of great interest. This iceberg remain a focus of mine for the next period of time. Next, okay. So we're looking here at the southern hemisphere daily sea ice extent. As we can see, this whole bottom line here, 2023. It is millions of square kilometers loss of sea ice from last year, from the year before that. Let me pop this up. Do a few random days, 2016, 1988, 1989. There's only one year that has a similar loss of sea ice, and that's the 16. However, we're looking at 2023, and it's had a record low sea ice the entire year. July was the hottest year on record, which means the hottest continent it's ever been, the hottest Antarctica's ever been as a continent. Antarctica isn't what we probably thought of 100 years ago, being this giant frozen continent, but a myriad of frozen islands and land masses lumped together, being held together by water ice, freezing snow, some of the tallest peaks in the world. This isn't good, especially worrying are these separations from the continent, sea ice. This can pull ice shelves down, and it can warm the water closest to the continent instead of, say, up here. By the way, that giant iceberg we were looking at, right here, where that giant iceberg is currently. It's rotating. It's rotating coincided with a 4.9 earthquake, magnitude earthquake. Sea ice is on the move, and it looks like sea ice is separating from the continent. See here, it is nosediving. We've been at less than 2 million square kilometers compared to any other year this entire year. And now sea ice is beginning to nose dive. This is happening quickly. There's no other comparison for this because there's never been this low amount of sea ice for the entire year leading into the nosedive. Now that we're at the nosedive, we're going to see a lot more hell. You can see giant icebergs separate like we were watching a moment ago, but this is haunting. There are huge sections that are experiencing drift. That's what I call whenever all this ice separates and it just follows, being pulled by its leader. It's definitely lessening. So we can see here, month of December. Let's go to the month of November. You'll see this start turning and rotating, and you'll see it starts thinning right here in late November. That spreads here, spreads here. That's the month of November. Now for the month of December, we're seeing a huge reduction in sea ice. Antarctica has the largest freshwater reserves on the planet, and it's leaking. Is there any sea ice even left around these areas? This is insane. Going from November to December is very striking. Flooding. see temperature anomalies. Let's. Yeah, it looks like Antarctica's rapidly heating up. Oh. Okay. This is August. Uh, July was the hottest month on record, so in the following months, ice and ocean seawater and gulfs will be the hottest temperatures ever recorded, which they have been. Take a look at this iceberg here. Wait, so it's pulled up. Let's see. It definitely rotated over the last few days, but I think this iceberg hit ocean floor, a seawall, or a rise in the seafloor, because it looks stuck exactly where there was a 4.9 earthquake in the Shetland Islands. This looks like the earthquake is right here. And this thing is right here stopped. If there is a rise here that was hit, not saying that there is going to be a tsunami or anything like that. It just there was a 4.9 magnitude earthquake in this very same region we're looking at, where this giant iceberg is floating around. Although it looks to appear to be stopped, so it could have hit some rise in the ocean floor. No. So this big boy here, this giant iceberg. Sorry, I had to mute myself for a moment. This right here, this giant honking iceberg. This thing is 80 kilometers diagonally. Don't know how tall this thing is, but what I wanted to do is try to find it. Where'd it come from? Okay, this is December 1st. See big boy right there? So all December it's been floating, rearranging itself. Measure here. We go to the next date and get an idea of just how far it travels. Let's go back to June. July, sorry. I don't see it here. Where is this big giant August? July, August. Aha, there it is. There you are. Right here. That's the same speed. So this comes up and travels all that way. Holy hell. So we found the iceberg months ago. This is July 28th. July 28th, so let's see if we can measure this here now again. Just the same way that we did before. Then go to the next date with the clearest picture on the 6th, 2nd. You can see it. It's almost half of its distance. Be wild this thing has moved this far so fast. But ice will surprise you. It can weigh metric tons and just glide without making a sound. Something as big as bigger than a cruise ship has this revolver cocked and loaded and ready. This thing can make some huge waves as it bobs and hits the ocean floor. It's hitting the sea floor, trying to get out of the sea, and it's trying to get into the ocean. A lot of cruise lines come through that area. Falkland Islands and all that. Just unchecking all these. Trying to just leave that big guy. I think 2 months should be good. This thing is so massive. It is on the move. This is the largest iceberg I have ever seen freely floating around. It might be stuck, which is a good or a bad thing, not sure right now. We just know that this thing has moved a lot over the last few months. Not years, months, weeks. go all the way back up, push play on this giant guy. Be up here on the bottom left side. Here's the frame. Right here. Up here. Back over here. I feel like I've been following this iceberg all year. Slowly rotates and dances. Now up here. Going from down here. Hey, whoa. Whoa. Where'd it go? Okay, that's the 2nd of November. 6th of November. Oh, okay. It looks like it's not getting surface reflection. It looks dull. Like either it's cloud coverage or smoke. It's something there. This is looking twisted now. Up here. Rotates, blocking glare. This iceberg is a lot darker, and that might hide it. Let's play it again now. What's this? All of this here. Frame here. Ends around right here. Press the rotator. Now, super fast. One more time. Hundreds of kilometers this thing has moved in a few short months, weeks. Yeah, weeks. Let's go back one more month to July, June from July. Okay, so back to date form. Okay, so pointed out that that's here, the iceberg we've been looking at. Go back to November. Here, let's go back to July. Not up here in November, July. The cracks in the ice, this thing moves around. It can interrupt the whole local ice ecology. Break sheets, ram them together, start stacking them on top of each other, and that stacks on top of each other, and that stacks on top of each other. Then it freezes, and then you get an iceberg. This looks like a piece of a ice shelf. This looks like a piece of Antarctica that broke off. It is just so massive. Let's go back a couple more weeks. Pretty big. It's a pretty big chunk of ice. 80 kilometers or so by 80 kilometers. Go back a couple more weeks. This guy has been busy. A couple more weeks back. And this guy has been till January. Thing's been floating around here for that long. Wow, wow. We're back in December, a whole year now. We went back a whole year. A whole year for this migrate. Travel a couple of thousand kilometers. Massive. So at least we know it didn't just come from somewhere recently. It's been freely floating around and definitely an eye on it, but it is right in the area now. Okay. I'll keep an eye on the ice in Antarctica. That's all the time I wanted to spend on that for now. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Take care. I'll be back with another stream regarding Australian wildfires next.